What is going on? And welcome into the Warzone Sports Network live edition. Here, we're going to do another one of the trending topics that Joe and I do because it's such a fun show. We are talking about Julio Jones and Aaron Rodgers. We'll get into the NBA stuff where we will be talking about the Clippers going down 0-2 and headed to Dallas. The Jazz, what's going on there? Donovan Mitchell, maybe a little baseball talk at the end of the show. But let's real quick. How you doing, Joe?
How am I doing, Tony? I'm doing good, Tony. It's what is today? Wednesday. It's hump day. Ready to go. There's some good topics going. Yeah, remember that good commercial? You know what today is? You know what today is? Hump day.
Yes, sir. I had actually auditioned for a bunch of those.
You couldn't be the camel?
I wish I would have gotten the VO job in that one, but I did a bunch. I did some with the Geico Gecko. There's some old ones where the guy's like delivering him Chinese food in there. I auditioned to be the delivery guy who's like putting the little tiny boxes of Chinese food in there. I auditioned for a bunch of those. And Progressive. I really wanted to book this Parent Morphosis one because they're hilarious, but I didn't get it. I failed.
So you could have been Flo.
Oh, I wish I was. Flo's making money. Flo, yes. And Flo is actually like a super funny, tremendous improviser who was a little bummed that she wasn't getting acting jobs after the Flo success took off there. But all right, enough Flo talk, enough commercial talk. Hump day. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Adam Vinatieri just announced his retirement on the Pat McAfee show. I love how this worked out. Goes on the show and says, this is it. I'm calling it a career. In my opinion, probably a couple years too lasted a little long. Like he fully went, like full on Silver Fox. Boda, who I think is a Patriots fan, will join me in remembering that kick against Morley's Raiders in the snow in the tuck game.
Really, Tony? We're gonna go. That's how we're gonna start this show off. We're gonna start this show off with
right there. It's good. It's good. And the Patriots go on to ruin people's lives for the next 20 years with that kick in the snow. Adam Vinatieri, I don't know if there's a more clutch player in the NFL history than Adam Vinatieri. Like, he just never missed when it was time to miss. Like, even Brady's had a couple late game interceptions, or like Montana had a couple misses there. Favre, where am I at here? Favre was filled with late game misses. I don't ever remember Adam Vinatieri just shanking one right, just going full on lefty. Speaking of lefty, congratulations, 50-year-old winning the Players' Championship. I love it. This is just going to feed Tiger. He's just at home trying to recover from the leg injury, popping Percocets, just like grinding to get back out on the field. But Adam Vinatieri may be the most clutch player to ever play in the NFL. And he's filing the paperwork. Going to retire.
He's gone. Get on out. A couple years too. Should have left after that kick.
Should have left. Look at, yes, we got Phil there. Lefty out this past weekend, just crushing it. I love how like Lefty had mentioned to somebody saying like one of the toughest things is staying focused at 50. It's like, wait, aren't we complaining about young kids not being able to stay focused? They have no attention span because they're all into games, instant gratification. Lefty, you shouldn't have anything. And I'm sure that there's some sort of like pharmaceutical sponsorship that could take care of it. You could be doing ads for them. When I'm on the golf course, I like to take Adderall so that I can stay focused and win major championships. And he's just snorting lines off of drivers or whatever. Phil Mickelson winning, I really do think, I'm so excited about the show. I can't even form sentences properly. I really think that it's going to put a little fire in Tiger's belly because he's sitting at home thinking, if Phil can do it at 50, I sure as hell know that I can do it at 50. So hopefully we get that back. And that's pretty much the reason why I became a golf fan. Him and John Daly smoking butts on the course, because that to me was just hilarious to see. Just always see John Daly. I'm getting hooked up in my own damn cords here. About to have a
Imagine
Shaq
if
moment.
Vinatieri was on the Chargers. Imagine how many championships they might have. Mike said his next video that he's going to do a travel of what would have happened if they didn't fumble in 2001. You would have never saw this kick. Let's just say that.
Chargers fans would have been so much more successful had he been, instead of the Nate Kadings and all the other guys that just missed. Get him, Woodson. Charles Woodson.
Have I told you a story about how I was a young kid at that time, Tony, and I was recording this game on VHS? By the way, it's VHS one. You got to hit record. So I was recording it, and I was like, because I was watching it by myself, and I was like, I'm gonna show everybody later because the Raiders are gonna win. Go move on. Right when he kicks that kick, right when he kicks it, and it goes through the uprights, it cuts off. The video cuts off.
Oh.
There's no celebration. You don't get to see nothing. It just cuts off.
Full suspense. Adam Vinatieri, snowflakes falling. And that whole game was aggravating, but I remember at the time being happy for the Patriots. Like, yeah, good for them. They need a win. They had just been stomped out a few years earlier by the Green Bay Packers in Brett Favre's only Super Bowl. And I was happy for them. And I wasn't happy for them for like a moment over the next 18 years. Love to hate. Although Brady is extremely fun. They announced another one of those golf tournaments he's going to be participating in, and he's been talking trash to Rodgers. I don't know if you can go, Joe, I should have prepared you for this too, but if you can go and find Tom Brady's Twitter, I believe, he put out some photos, talking some memes, talking trash to Aaron Rodgers. And I was like, I love this Tom Brady. I cannot get enough of this post-New England, trash-talking, binge-drinking, Florida, just going, letting his freak flag fly down there in the Panhandle, just going nuts, talking, just putting up some really great trash talk.
It wasn't just Brady. Isn't Mickelson on Twitter talking his mess? There's a bunch of them on there, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. And there's like Bryson Shambo is like the butt of some jokes. It's like, what did Bryson do? But when you're Tom Brady, you can get away with it. It's like you and I have talked privately. Darren Waller telling you to take a hike was like a great moment in your life. Yeah. If I'm Bryson Shambo and Tom Brady's making memes about me, I'm sending them to all my friends, even though I'm the butt of the joke. Because it's Tom freaking Brady. If Tom Brady checked into this show for a second and was like, hey, what happened to AC Slater? He looks husky. I would be so happy. I'd send it to everybody.
Now you're saying that you look as good as AC Slater? Come on, Tony.
No, I'm saying if AC invested heavily into rice and carbohydrates, he would look puffy like this. The dimples, the little mullet that we still both rock.
Yeah.
Just anybody. Like if he just said, oh my goodness, I cannot believe how far, Michael Ealy's fallen off. Just I'm trying to think of like light-skinned brothers that I could maybe pass for. That was always the problem. Whenever
Nick Mack, what's going on?
Nick Mack in the house. Appreciate you stopping by. You got tons of people in here stopping by. Subscribe. We got great stuff coming up. Sports Force tonight on this network. Can we get into Aaron Rodgers and his dream vacation in Hawaii? Because this dude is an evil genius.
Well, hold on, Tony. Okay. I know that you told me that you put me on a mission, and I found it for you. So let me because
it'll segue nicely.
Yeah, it should. Because you were talking about the golf thing. You told me to find it. I went over there to try to find it. I don't know how it's going to look on the screen. But we'll make it work. We put this picture up right here, right?
Yes.
So Tom Brady posted this picture. It's Mickelson and Brady versus Chambu and Rodgers, right?
Yep.
But if you in the comments, Tom Brady said 2 champions versus a scientist and a Jeopardy host.
I love it. I love that.
Like he didn't even say like NFL quarterback, nothing. He said Jeopardy host.
Jeopardy host and a scientist. Just talking all sorts of trash. The memes he had up too were just fantastic.
They're amazing. Like, because I mean, I didn't know we were going to talk about this, so I was actually reading the whole thing this morning, like going back and forth. Other players were hopping in. They put this one.
Yeah. Oh, this is Tom Brady, who like he played in the game. It's not like he was a spectator of that game. He was in that game when they didn't go for it, and he's taking these shots. Now I'm sure that Rodgers is just water off of his Hawaiian vacationing back right now in Hawaii. That's what's happening. Like he has bigger problems to worry about, like trying to get people fired in Green Bay.
Rodgers ain't going back, but that DeChambeau guy,
yeah,
he retweeted back to Tom Brady, and he put this one. So they've been going back and forth like all day. Like, sorry, Mickles. Like it's like they've been talking a lot of mess back and forth.
It's great too because you have to respond. If you're Shambo, there's no loss. Like he can only gain fans by this interaction. If he's going back at Tom Brady, that's going to make, casual golf fans like myself be like, "Oh, Bryson DeChambeau. Maybe I'll even learn how to properly pronounce his name if I'm not. I apologize to the DeChambeaus if I am. But I'm a fan of him firing back, putting out flat balls. He should send one back that he says, this is what Tom Brady's going to look like every time he hits a tee shot. 4, and just put that meme up of him holding up 4 fingers, dazed and confused style. DeChambeau better get used to laying up because we know at Aaron Rodgers isn't going for it. Thank my goodness. These two just going
at it. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Like, I think Tom Brady has gone to a new level now in Tampa. I think we talked about this before, but awesome. The new Tom Brady is winning people over.
Yes, the new Tom Brady is allowed to have fun because the whole Patriot way where you weren't allowed to talk about things, we're on to Cincinnati, we're gloomy and whatever else. Like Tom's like, hey, you can still win and live like Gronkowski. Like he's living Gronkowski's life. There he is. Every time Aaron Rodgers hits a tee shot in that tournament. For Shambo, hit it up. I'll edit it for you and send it to you. I don't even need credit. I'll sit down and I'll write some better material that's not coming off the top of my head. I can come up with something better than that.
Warzone, brought to you by Monster.
I can't wait for that day. I will be in here having vodka and monsters on all of our late shows. But Aaron Rodgers is currently in Hawaii vacationing. And then the story comes out that the wide receivers aren't reporting to camp. And at first I was like, well, DeVante Adams has got his back. And then they were like, no, the top 5. Look at this handsome devil out there enjoying beautiful Hawaii. This is the perfectly timed trip for this guy. What a genius. He knows that camp has started, that all the fire's going to be there. And I'm just going to go. I'm going to be super visual on social media. I'm going to do a sit-down interview with Kenny Mayne, like the beloved Kenny Mayne on his last episode ever on ESPN. Like
put as many pictures up as you can, just having a great time and not even caring because everybody else is losing their mind.
He's sitting around playing the guitar. Kumbaya. Kumbaya. Just getting along, loving life, saying, without you guys, I'd be fine. And the truth is that he will be fine without the Packers. His legacy or whatever, who knows? That'll even be fine at some point. People will be like, if Green Bay didn't force him to retire, you would have won another 4 Super Bowls. That'll be everybody's argument. Look at Tom Brady played till he was, 48.
You think he's in Hawaii in the back of the truck again?
Yes.
Just like, beer me right now.
The fiance is like, what happened? Where did they go? Oh, he's on a beer run, and you just see him in the back. But in Hawaii, it's probably like a golf cart, shirtless, little rain coming down, palm fronds.
I mean, he grew his hair out. His hair is getting pretty long if you look at it.
Well, he's on vacation. Looks like Miles Teller's in there too, which is great.
I was trying to find the video, but there's a video of him in the hotel room singing as well.
Oh.
Like just hitting the counter and like hitting like the old school, like he was in high school in 2003, like
rapping, just saying they shouldn't have drafted Jordan Love in the first round. How come I can't get a wide receiver?
But he's not. If he's drinking, if he's over there drinking, he's not finishing his beer, right? We all know that.
Oh, come on. To be put on the spot, and I'll say I'm going to defend him a little bit here. That was a fresh, cold one. It's tough sometimes to chug a really cold beer. Like I can chug with the best of them, but it can't be cold. I have sensitive teeth. You can judge me. I don't care. It's tough sometimes to chug a cold one and on the spot. Although he seems too smart to be the kind of guy who chugs beers.
Yeah, he's not the lineman. He's not his offensive lineman. Did you see Taylor Lewan the other day? He had his kid in his hand, drinking it, took off his shirt. Oh, he had it everywhere.
He acted like they already signed Julio Jones. I was like, bro, chill out. They haven't even made the move yet, and you're already. And then I was like, oh, he's at a Predators game.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. I wish we had more hockey fans. I'd like to get back in and talk some hockey. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I don't know.
Maybe if there's a good fight involved, we'll watch. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Well, I plan on watching the Stanley Cup this year for the first time in a really long time since I watched the Stanley Cup. All right, what else was on there? Oh, I should have done the segue of Julio Jones. That's my guy. DeVante Adams is like, this is a great reason for me to just golf. Like if Aaron's not going to show up, I'm not going to be there. You think he wants to go and catch passes from Kurt Burkett or whoever the guy they signed, or Blake Bortles or Jordan Love? He's not. You know
what I heard? I heard the reason he's backing Aaron Rodgers so much is because Aaron Rodgers sent on Valentine's Day sent him a nice card. So you got to back him up, right? You got to back up your guy and that's a nice card, Tony.
It is. I would have loved to have gotten a card like that for my Hall of Fame quarterback.
Julio is going to one team and one team only.
Oh my goodness. And then he's going to hit us with a bolt up, isn't he?
I can't read that without saying I'm going to dance to one song and one song only.
Yes. There's no way Julio's going to the Chargers. I hate to break that to you. It's not happening.
I don't see that happening either.
It's not. But we are here to the Julio Jones topic, right? And Julio, this is what I love about that, because I don't believe that Julio knew he was on air. And Shannon's, baby, don't go.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. I think that Shannon has to do a better job. Shannon has to be like, hey, bro, just so you know, we're live on the air. But I'm glad that he didn't, because I love how real that response was.
Did you see that they could be in trouble over that because of some laws? If Julio doesn't know that he was on TV and being broadcasted because it's broadcasted in California, Shannon Sharp could be a $2,000 fine plus some jail time. All kinds of stuff is coming out now because of that phone call. Look, that was set up. I'm guaranteed that was a set up phone call.
I think that he may have said, hey, we're going to have you on the show. I don't think the way that went down that was set up. But I will say this. Old Cranky Anchors, an old show on Comedy Central, they used to have to record in Vegas because of the rules. You cannot make prank phone calls in the state of California. It's like an old law where you can't unknowingly broadcast a phone call that that you're going to distribute. So you can't do it. So I could see somebody trying to make that same thing, like unknowingly broadcast somebody publicly. But I mean, if Shannon wants to call and prank call me about, like what I'm having for dinner tonight, I don't have anything juicy like saying I want to play for a winner. Like I love how the Atlanta Falcons organization.
DeVante Adams is not going over there either, bro. Come down.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play for the Chargers.
It's like we have all this cap space.
Jay the plug. What's going on? Hey, Tony, I was talking to Falcons fans about Julio before the show. I was like, what do you guys think? And they were like, this is all they kept telling me. I don't know what that means. It's just what they kept throwing at me. I was like, okay, guys, I get it.
He does. That was, I think that was a young Matt Ryan right there. That was a young Matty Ice when he got Julio Jones signed to the squad. Because what is he going to do now? Like Calvin Ridley, I get it. Calvin Ridley to me is better because of Julio Jones. Like when you realize that trading Julio Jones wasn't a good idea. Yeah, I forget this lady's name in the movie, but yes, that is the face you make because even the ownership is willing to part. Cap issues, they're moving on, whatever. But then he comes out and basically says he wants to win, like just slapping the organization, saying that they're not a good winning franchise. And Arthur Blank, who's a wannabe Jerry Jones, is down pacing the sidelines like, I want to be here. I want my face. May remember me. I started Home Depot. Like he's not ever going to be Jerry Jones, but yet he wants to be. And I hate to break it to him. He might be bad luck because every time he shows up, the game goes sideways. Like he's just there and he just looks confused. He's a meme waiting to happen on the sideline at Falcon games. Well, maybe. Although,
you know what, Tony? I'll tell you right now. I like pineapple on my pizza sometimes. I'm not a big Patriot fan, but I'm kind of leaning towards this. Pineapple pizza and Patriots and Julio Jones kind of go to like same thing right here.
I was confused. He said he wants to win, and it's like you want to win. The Patriots make sense, but Cam Newton is the quarterback there. Unless he knows,
let it go.
Unless he's talked to Belichick and he said, "Oh no, we're gonna work in Mac Jones and we're gonna go to a very pass friendly offense." I just can't see them being a pass heavy offense, which means
I want to win. But the two teams I want to go to, the Patriots and the Titans.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Yeah.
Titans.
You want to win.
I want to win.
You want Ryan Tannehill.
If he wanted to win, he'd call Rodgers on vacation and he'd say, "Hey, all right, what's the deal? Are you going back to Green Bay? Because we'll work it out. Green Bay can make it happen." Or he would go to the Colts because the Colts have a great defense and there'd be no competition.
So you're liking this right here. Yeah,
I actually believe that this is the best chance for him to win. Is Green Bay or Indianapolis? Because it's not like he's not going to go be another wheel in Kansas City. Is where he would have a great chance to win, or the Bucks, maybe Seattle, but I don't know what. When he said the Titans and Patriots, I was just confused.
Yeah,
like winning.
You know what, John? I talked to John Madden. He gave me this quote. He said, "Wherever Julio goes, it's a good thing," because he said to win a football game, you should try to score more points than the opposing team.
John, I will always love Maddenisms. It's just that time where and he was doing them in real time. And I think he thought he was saying things that were like actual like nuggets of gold. And I was like, even at 11, I'm like, bro, this is common sense. Like, you got to tackle the other team if you want to stop them.
Yeah,
Thanks, John. Thank you for that insight.
If you don't tackle them, they're going to get right by you. You know what the best part of this Julio Jones, Shannon Sharp thing was? They dissed Cowboy fans and right on the air, they dissed them.
That was the next thing that I was going to tell. Thank you, Joe. When he's like, you going to the Cowboys? He's like, oh, hell no. Like, I want to win. He's like, I want to win. I'm not going to the Cowboys.
Like, yeah, if you want to win, you ain't going to Cowboys.
You ain't going. Oh, let's get ready to crumble.
Cowboy fan, they the day before it came out that Julio was wearing a Cowboy sweater, and that's where all that stuff came from. Mike is going on some long old comments right now that I'm not going to post because we were done with the comments. He's not going to L.A.
He is not. It's not happening. But I love that what he said in that moment, because that somebody in the PR team had to tackle Jerry Jones from running. He's like, somebody get me Post Malone in here immediately. We got to make a response tic-tac video. It's going down here. There's no way he could have enjoyed him saying that about his beloved Dallas Cowboys. Just the complete dismissal of the idea that the Cowboys are going to win football games this year.
That was my favorite part. Like, dang, I don't care. Julio, you can go wherever you want. To diss the Cowboys right there and just laugh about it was awesome.
it just all the optimism they have with Dak and Jerry. That schedule announcement video where he's getting the bling put over his neck by the guy from the Doritos commercials with all the ink on his face. Which I guess I can't make that comment. I just admitted I know who Post Malone is. So it doesn't really make sense for me to be describing his wares. I love it. I'm also loving all of this, the NFL just staying relevant. This is what's happening now. We have all this nonstop NFL talk that's going on. There was something else I was going to say about that exchange, but it's escaping my brain. I should have put that in my notes.
And you're gonna say, and that's all I got to say about that.
That is that. Let's go. There's no smooth transition here. Let's get into the NBA. Cowboys going 7-10. Michael been drinking.
Michael likes to throw out just random stuff like
10-7's not a great record. I'd have to look and see where their schedule lines up, but 10 feels like a lot of wins for a team that I'm not sure how that defense is going to play. I know they invested heavily in it.
He knows, Justin.
Yes, I am. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate you stopping by to remind me that I'm getting that much older.
You're not Captain America, Tony. You ain't getting old.
I was watching that game last night with my wife, watching the Clippers collapse. Here's a great way to transition into how I'm getting old. And I go, oh, that was Tim Hardaway who made that shot. And my wife was like, why does that name sound familiar? And I'm like, because we used to watch his father play basketball, right? Tim Hardaway Jr. and the Dallas Mavericks, the Luka-led Mavericks, are up 2-0 on the Clippers. It is a this is a great scene from this movie. I look like a clown to you? I look like a fucking clown to you? Joe Pesci.
How about the Clippers?
Come over here, you fucking stuttering prick. I gotta up my Joe Pesci impersonation.
I'm sure Mike's sitting there going, I don't even know what that's from.
Yeah. We will not be able to talk as friends until he watches Goodfellas. I can't have that going on in my life. The Clippers should not be, when they were going into, yes, that plug, you're right. That's the first thing I said was that crossover that his old man had is not talked about enough when they talk about dudes who can handle the ball. Was that killer crossover. The paper clips, according to Bolster went off on them on a post, which I loved. And it's the truth. This team should not be trying to avoid people. They should have just kept their heads down and been like, we're going in full steam ahead. And now all these, we wanted to avoid this team. We wanted to avoid this team. And Luka took that personally, right? To quote the Jordan documentary, he was like, sorry, Clippers, but Jesus still loves you. Yes, he does.
Somebody does.
The Clippers in LA have just been a punchline for so long, and this isn't helping. And now there's all these rumors that Kawhi is going to bolt. To me, this is more about the Dallas Mavericks being healthy than the Clippers just aren't a good assembled basketball team. And you have Steve Ballmer over there who's like always doing these like weird things. Joe, what's that dance you do when you get excited? Oh shit, what was it? Was it this one? That's this Steve Ballmer on the sidelines right there. This is Steve Ballmer just going like always like hopping and popping. It's like, bro, you don't know it, but the story does not end with you sitting on the mountaintop. It doesn't end with you and Bill Gates or Steve Jobs.
You avoided the Lakers. Why? You know what the Lakers do? Lakers hang banners. Clippers hang selfies. Come on, Tony.
Clippers are going to be hanging shelves. They're going to be looking for part-time work, trying to put up. They're going to be, earthquake-proofing bookshelves in people's homes. They're going to be bounced out of this tournament early, barring any major injuries. Become a Clippers fan, they say. They'll make the finals this year, they said. This is the truth. All year, all offseason, I had to listen to my brother-in-law, who's a Clippers fan, tell me they're built to beat the Lakers. They have the best wing defenders. And then in the fourth quarter, nobody wants to check Luka. No, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, and neither one wanted to check him. You got CP3 on the sidelines looking like Alonzo Harris from Training Day, just telling all of them he's going to have them all in Pelican Bay when he's through. because you guys tricked me into coming to this team thinking that I was playing for a winner, and now they're all turning their back on Rondo when they get to the playoffs and just folding. And it's just sad. It's sad to be a Clippers fan. I kind of do. I want them to win. I want Lakers Clippers. I wanted it last year.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this before on the show. My wife would not let me troll. I was going to send a 50-piece nugget to my brother-in-law, and she wouldn't let me do it.
You know who's probably happy about it right now?
Oh, yes. You know Doc is over there with a cheesesteak in his office just being like, I tried to tell him. I told him we got to play defense. We got to get our guys. But now I'm here with Embiid. I'm in Philly, and the cheesesteaks are fantastic. Therapist, thank you for coming through. I think I saw a comment from Bolster in there, or maybe
Bolster's in there. Clippers' problem is they don't have the GOAT, who is currently playing for the LA team. LA team. How about them Suns? It took the Lakers the Lakers had to play 100% free basketball to beat the Suns, and they had to play 100% mistake free. It ain't gonna keep up. Just to let you guys know. I don't know anything about basketball, but I agree.
Joe,
Doc impersonation. They love it. They love the Doc impersonation.
The Doc.
Keep it up, Tony.
The Doc impersonation. We could go there. Joe, the CP3 injury killed you. It killed your prediction because I'm not going to lie.
Not over yet, Tony.
I was worried about that.
Yet.
Well, I beg to differ. If he can't play, it's over. Especially with the way that Drummond and we'll skip the Lakers topic because I had it for later in the show. But just to get onto the Lakers a little bit, it was absolutely wonderful to be able to see Andre Drummond and AD coexist. People act like they can't play together because they had one bad game. And I did too. If you saw some of my private messages, I was saying that we needed to leave Drummond in the desert. But he came to play last night. Schroeder trying to get paid. The Germinator out there making plays. And he's like, I'll be back. In his nice German accent. That was bad. I'm gonna reboot that in a second. But they get it done. They have the best player in the playoffs on the planet playing, and I was pumped to see the performance they had. LeBron hitting clutch buckets at the end of the game, and it's really just kind of sad to see this always seems to happen to CP3 in that game. The injury, this is the same thing happened in the Western Conference Finals when the Rockets should have taken him out, and then you just got him on the sidelines. And his sad face makes you feel bad. You know, it's like, top of the morning to you. Did somebody say Lakers? Yes, that's it. All CP3 wants to do is go somewhere where the winds flow. They flock like the salmon of the Capistrano, people. That's it. He wants to go somewhere where people can plug him into the social pipeline. Talking about a little place called Aspen.
Oh,
CP3 is just, it's unfortunate that this injury happened because I was worried after I watched game one and just with the discombobulation, but now they get a couple days off, a couple more practices. They're going to get back to LA.
We've said it before. We've said it before on this show, Tony, and we've done it. LeBron, you always say that LeBron's not worried. You say after a loss, after a win, this is LeBron.
Yes, my favorite LeBron meme right there. Right here. This is a Lucy. He's just like, can I get a Lucy? I need my do-rag, and I need a Newport.
Booker? I don't read no damn book. That's what he's saying. Like, get that out of here.
Oh my god. Yes. After that, he deserved a butt after last night's game. He was like, all right, meet me in the parking lot, pouring a little vino, and I'm gonna burn a butt.
Look, I'm not a basketball fan, you know that.
Yeah.
Last night, because I've been rooting for the Suns all year, trying to get under Mike's skin and everybody else, you know. And so I was like, oh, it's a close game. It was like 93, 92. And I was like, I'll turn the rest of the game on. Then LeBron started hitting those. I was like, all right, I'll turn this off. I'll turn it right back off.
Yeah. LeBron got hot. Well, we appreciate you being the jinx that you are because we needed that. It did get close. Marc Gasol hit a big three. It was very entertaining. I was very happy. But speaking of entertainment, the best thing that happened, did anybody see the friendliest, like the most unthreatening trash talk by Mayor de Blasio in New York? He's like threatening Trae Young, like in a fun way. It was like Mr. Rogers issuing a statement like, that hawk's not going to fly here, partner. Let me tell you something. I'd like to read a letter from the people of New York and just let you know, stop fishing for fouls, young man, because that's not how we do things here in the NYC, partner. Kind of a little George Bushy on that, but
yeah,
you get the point.
I mean, just look at him. He looks like he wants to be the old man that yells at you, but he's too nice. Like, if you guys gonna play on my yard, please get off of it in a little bit, though.
Yeah, please, come on. Don't wear your cleats on my yard. Oh, now I got to fix that pothole. Oh, good thing
gosh, darn it.
Good thing you skinned your knee. I used to be a paramedic in the military. Let me take, like, everything that de Blasio said in there was like, oh, this isn't a good look for the Knicks. Like, he should have been, and now I want to call to the podium Michael Rappaport and let Rappaport get up there and do one of his incoherent rants. Or I got Spike Lee and it's going to be produced.
Yeah.
Like, he should not have read that. Oh, he's like, I have a little prepared statement. He's got that grin on his face. Like, get this.
You didn't see Trae Young's reaction, though.
Well, it's going to be funny for my social media guys. Here it is.
When he was reading it, Trae Young was actually like pretty scared. Like, he was like, oh, no. They don't do that in New York. Oh, man.
Get me out of here. No one can save me. Except he's going to do it again. It's his game, and there's nothing he can do. He should have issued a warning to the referees to stop calling it. Not for Trae. Trae Young's he's just finding out where the line is, and he's trying to help his team win. He also should have said, hey, Julius, if you want all that cheese, if you want all that money out here in New York, we're going to need a better game from you in game 2, which I think he will deliver, and I have the Knicks still in 6. Not worried about this series at all. They're just, to me, they're the slightly better team.
Know what I would have respected more from him? If he would have just came out, right? He's doing his little press conference and then came out and goes, look at the name tag, Trae Young. Yes. You're in my world now. You know what I mean? Something like that. Just copy that whole speech.
But my fingers hurt. Well, now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty. Just hit him with one of those. Oh, Mr. Gilmore. I'm so happy to see you. That's it. Ben Stiller has some tremendous characters in movies, like little cameos. I keep telling people this. School for Scoundrels. He's got a great cameo in that movie. But yeah, absolutely. That guy right there at the nursing home is fantastic.
It's good news for everyone. We're extending arts and crafts today by 4 hours, Tony.
Yes. Oh man. When Happy tries to give him the $1 and he's like, sir, I can't take that from you. But what I can do is I can take extra special care of that lady right over there. And he turns around, can I get a glass of warm? You can get a warm glass and shut the hell up. You're in my world now, Grandma.
I have to be careful because I use that line a lot. Anytime somebody asks me, like, can I get something like, yeah, can I trouble you for this? Yeah, you can trouble me for a warm glass of shut up.
Yes, I used to say that all the time before my kids could really understand the English language. But now they're getting a little older. I don't want to pay for therapy. So I'm a little bit kinder. You trouble me for a warm glass of shut the hell up. Happy Gilmore.
Mister. I think you hit that one the other day.
Me out of here. Oh.
Mike's still going, Happy Gilmore. What's that?
Killed the Misa lady. Mike, we are going to have movie nights, Zoom movie nights all summer long.
Hey, I know we talked about him earlier, but Aaron Rodgers did that role, right? And maybe that's what he's pulling in Aaron
Oh,
you remember when he dressed up like this for Halloween, right?
I don't remember it, but I will say this, that is exactly who he reminds me of with the mustache. Yeah.
This is what he came here for, guys.
That's good, because that's all this show's going to be. If you came here for facts or numbers or stats or
if you came here for anything to like knowledgeable that you can learn from, get on out of here, because we're not teaching that.
It's not the right place to be.
This
but
isn't Mr. Johnson's class.
Everybody's been active in the comments and fun. I was going to talk about the Jazz, but I think they're fine. I was going to talk about the Utah Jazz and Donovan Mitchell and whatever else. But I think they're fine. They're that's kind of you know what? Let's talk about Ja Morant. Let's talk about the Ja Morant Zion draft class that everybody's like, oh, Zion's so much better. And Zion is a bunch of really great highlights, but until he can consistently score outside of the paint as efficiently as he can score inside the paint, I'm taking Ja Morant. And it just keeps getting proved over and over again. I keep getting everybody I talk to, oh, you're crazy. But now Ja's in the playoffs. He put Dub Nation to bed. He goes into Utah in game 1, the team that won the most games in the league this year, and he puts them to bed. He's going to have another big game too. I think the Jazz will win. It won't be as easy as I first thought. But people, board this Ja Morant train with me. He's going to be great. I don't know that he'll be better, but I just like him better right now than I like Zion and his game. It's just built for what today's NBA is built for.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Let's get on the Ja train. You want to talk a little baseball before we get out
Zion
of here?
Zion would be great with an elite passer.
Yeah, he probably would be, but also like Ja is an elite passer and an elite scorer, and Zion doesn't rebound enough. Sorry, Mike. He just doesn't. For how big he is and how high he can jump, he gets like 5 rebounds a game. I need it to be closer to like 10. Like he should be getting averaging a double-double.
Double. We're talking about In-N-Out now? Double-double?
Double-double. That's what I'm having for dinner tonight too.
In-N-Out, animal style? You get all that?
Yeah, I'm going protein. That's kind of a bummer. Trying to stay away from the carbs and all that.
That's a big deal. We could have a big discussion about that. I know a lot of people like Whataburger and all those other ones are In-N-Out. Me personally, I'm not a big In-N-Out fan, Tony.
All right, the show just ended on a sour note, Joe. Just ended on a sour.
But I will eat it when you bring it.
Of course, like who would? It's a great cheeseburger. Like it's way better than any of the other fast food places. But I've had people come here from Texas and be like, oh, Whataburger's so much better. Or in LA, we have another place called Five Guys. And people be like, Five Guys is so much better.
I just can't say that. I can't say that. I can't go, I want Five Guys tonight. It just doesn't sound good, right, Tony?
It doesn't. It doesn't sound good.
But then again, you'd be like, I'm going to go to In-N-Out. I'm going to get In-N-Out tonight. I don't know.
Well, it does sound better. It sounds like a better brag. Like if you didn't know and it was just sort of a fly on the wall situation, you'd be like, yeah, In-N-Out tonight. You know what I'm talking about. In-N-Out double style. They'd be like, huh? Oh, animal style. Yeah, there it is. It's getting messy. It's getting weird. There's no real way to curb that around Five Guys.
No.
That you're getting Five Guys tonight. I mean, it sounds reckless. No matter what your sexual proclivities are. It just sounds reckless to be engaging in that.
Well, yeah. We'll move on from Five Guys. Look. Yeah, of course, Mike. Five Guys at night is delicious.
Mike, you were adding to the bit that was going down a road which I was trying to transition out of, but nonetheless,
Mike is like, Mike knows where we're going, and he's just like, we're trying not to go there, but Mike's taking it further, and I like it because it gave me time to find this one. I don't think there's actually Five Guys in this.
Is that Dr. Jack? Oh no. Wait, what's Jeffrey Dahmer?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there Jeffrey. We go. I messed up there, people. I'm sorry. We had cannibal. There was a ton of Jeffrey Dahmer jokes when I was a kid because he was like 3.5 hours away from me, somewhere in Wisconsin. There was a bunch of like, what does Jeffrey Dahmer eat for dinner? What's in Jeffrey Dahmer's freezer? All those jokes, but I can't remember any of them off the top of my head. Let's talk about your Dodgers and then call it a show.
Dodger fans, close your eyes for a second.
This to me is like one thing that could be stricken from the record books, and I'd be fine with it. If they were just like, hey, we don't have a champion declared for the 2017 season, it's sort of like the further we get away from it, it's like the Black Sox scandal. Like I don't really know what happened in 1918 or whatever was going on with them. But like when I get older, that's what it'll be. I'll be like, oh, there was no champion that year, because everything that comes out is nothing but they cheated. Oh, they were wearing sensors. They were banging on trash cans. They were, like recording people in their sleep and then blackmailing them and playing hidden messages. It's just like everything they did. Every team does a little bit of cheating. They skirt the line.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. What's the old saying? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, Tony?
Yes. But there's also like a line for which the cheating, it's just too much. And when they say that, like, that the little guy, what's the little guy's name again? Altuve was wearing, Mighty Mouse is wearing a vest that was signaling what the pitches were that were coming in. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, like a little. He was wearing like a little buzzer.
Yeah, you can't be wearing a buzzer saying, "Okay, you're getting a fastball here. You're gonna get a hanging breaking ball." That's too far, because then you can just sit on whatever it is, and you can hit 487 in the World Series with like 5 home runs when you can barely see over the steering wheel.
Yeah, I think they got a picture of him with the shirt off, showing that device.
Yeah.
Don't rip my shirt. But yeah, tonight's going to be a good game, because tonight's the night that I'm waiting for, because Trevor Bauer, the villain, the guy that baseball needed, is taking the mound. And this guy, even when he wasn't a Dodger, he was going off on the Astros. Last year, he wore his shirt in the Cincinnati clubhouse, Trash Town. He had cleats with trash cans on them. And he just the other day in San Francisco, Astros win today. You're like, boo! Now here comes Kevin, because he's a big Astro fan. But in San Francisco, this is what he did. The San Francisco fans were booing him, and Trevor Bauer says, "Hey, bring it on, bring it on. They're gonna hate me anyways." He's gonna embrace it. When he walks off the mound, Tony, he acted like he put his sword away. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He's like, easy money. And then remember, we got Joe Kelly.
He got ejected last year, didn't he?
Yeah, he got ejected. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I don't know if they want to repeat that, because they were having a hard time hearing you.
Oh my goodness, it's great. I was hoping you'd put up the picture of Justin Turner, like that he threw up. What was it, next to his trash can there? I love all of this trash talk. It's exactly what baseball needs. I don't want to see anybody take one in the head. I didn't know that Kevin was an Astros fan. Kind of hurts our relationship a little bit that you would stick up for this. Like, you get it. He gets it. He's just a bunch of cheaters.
Yeah.
They were chanting cheaters in there, and I was like, oh, this is a good PR move for that TV show that used to be on.
Justin Turner put this picture up on his Twitter yesterday as they arrived to the stadium, and it's funny. And then he put comments welcome. And that's Mookie Betts right there too. But you see the trash can right behind it. They already know. They're embracing it.
They are, and this is good. Like, if I was baseball, I wouldn't hide from it, because if you're not going to take the championship away, Bagwell and Biggio, okay, I can be okay with that. The Killer Bees back in the day, Cam and Itty, good squad, fun squad too. They had who was the other guy? Cam and Itty was juiced up, and then they had another guy that was just so roided out. Was it Derek Bell? No, it wasn't Derek Bell. I forget who it was, but they had a bunch of guys on the juice back in the day, because I know Bagwell and Biggio both were, and I'm for it.
Hey, Kevin, you've been doing that new Astros dance? What was that? Remember Stomp? What was it? What was it? Was it Stomp back then when they used to do stuff like that?
I think it was Stomp. That's great. They're like, do you have any allergic to aluminum? Because we have A lot of trash cans that you will be coming in contact with here. All right. We're about to hit the 50-minute mark.
One more thing I'll tell you. I know my guy Pete Rose is sitting over there like, what?
Yes.
Bring back Pete Rose.
Pete Rose into the Hall of Fame. I can definitely say that I am over Pete Rose being out of the Hall of Fame. The guy didn't cheat. He bet on baseball. He bet on his own team to win. That is what you want to do.
Yes.
Now, did he bet when the fifth pitcher was on the hill? No, because he's not stupid. But when his ace was going and he knew the other team maybe had some guys sitting out and thought he had a good chance to win, I mean, you're emotionally betting on your team. Otherwise, why would you even want to go out there? So Pete Rose needs to be in the Hall of Fame. We need to stop acting like what he did was so horrible. Bagwell was good and had one of the best stances in baseball too. Just super wide open. I was always afraid he was going to take one in the junk with that stance. I was always afraid Bagwell was going to take one in his hairy beanbag and it was going to be the end of him. It's terrible.
Speaking of, Pete Rose, come on, man. Like everything else that's gone on in baseball, he's served his time. Let him in. Let him do his thing. It bothers me every year. But this is the stance that you're talking about.
That's right the stance right there. I was always afraid he was just going to take like a Randy Johnson cutter, slider right in, and just boom, down for the count. You
and I are going to have to do a big talk about the Baseball Hall of Fame and all that crap because that is one issue that pisses me off a lot. And the fact that nobody got into the Hall of Fame this year and that Pete Rose is still sitting on the outside is mad. It makes me mad. But two guys that are horrible are going to get in next year, and David Ortiz and Alex Rodriguez. Why? Because they kiss butt and are in the media now.
Yeah, I think also like David Ortiz is he's so beloved. And I don't think Alex Rodriguez is getting into the Hall of Fame. He's not getting in, is he?
I think he's done enough to change the perspective of him. I mean, cheating on J-Lo right now probably didn't help out. Now he's back because, but I think that's what you do. You kiss butt, you get in the media, you start calling games for Fox, and then you get your buddies with the reporters, and guess what? Now you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm bothered that Curt Schilling is not in the Hall of Fame because he's one of the best pitchers of my generation. But for the most part, I think they get it right because they do a thing where they're very numbers driven. It's very exclusive. Yeah, this is a bigger, longer conversation to get into how messed up the Baseball Hall of Fame is. The bloody sock game. I remember thinking the theater that they're going through, and then they were like, "Oh no, this is actual real blood." I'm like, "Get out of here!" He wouldn't be on the mound just bleeding like that, and he was just a warrior.
See, I when I first saw it, I thought it was fake too. Like when I first saw that. And watching it on TV, I was like, that's fake. He went to the dugout, put that on there.
Yeah. I was like, this dude took a red Sharpie, colored his sock in. This is great for TV or whatever. And then the more stories I hear come out, you hear guys from that team, Kevin Millar, whatever, just talking about that and how real it was. And then you see what the foot looked like and the stitches and the staples holding it. It's like, okay, he was bleeding. It was real blood. I get it.
It's an awesome story. It's an awesome story, but John, we got off topic with it, but we need, what commercials we need back, Tony, and we can end with this. We need to bring these back because this guy kept it real. We talked about him earlier. We need Little Penny back.
Little Penny, hey, Big Penny, what you doing? I think that was Chris Rock, right? That was his voice.
Did Chris? I don't know. I don't know if he did, but was that Chris Rock?
I want to say it was like every time, Little Penny. Yeah, Chris. I haven't done a Chris Rock impression.
Well, because I don't think Chris Rock has been relevant for a while, right?
Yeah, but there's like certain ones that once you start to mess around with impressions, you really start getting in there. Like, can't even get. I'm not gonna try. I can't.
I was like, I'm ready for this, Chris Rock. Go ahead, take it away, Tony.
A long time. Okay, we are getting out of here. Sports Force tonight. Check it out. Bolster's going in on the Clippers, bringing up his Lakers. There's NBA talk. I'm assuming there will be some NFL talk in that show. Those guys love NFL, maybe more Rodgers, Julio Jones, tons of great shows.
Rodgers, discount double check.
Into the crosshairs yesterday. Great episode. The Welcome to the War Zone on Monday was great. Gilbert, help me with his last name. What was his last name? Gilbert Mansana? Now I'm mistaken. I just called him Gilbert Apples. I'm sorry, Gilbert. I messed up your last name.
Yeah, and Sports Force is also talking about Albert Pujols.
Oh,
trying to make me look bad because of all the stuff I've been talking about him, Tony.
He's
and all these people. Yeah, Albert Pujols talking on Sports Force today.
I hate you, Albert Pujols. Screw you. Okay. Okay, that's it. I don't know. I don't have anything else left. I enjoy these shows so much. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. We'll be back on Friday where we will be doing the Madden All-Rookie Tournament. Until then, peace.